Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's presentation. My name is Hui ZHENG, and I will be discussing the remarkable journey of BlackBerry, once global leader in smartphones, and the critical lessons we can learn from its rise and fall. This presentation will analyze how a company that dominated the corporate world with groundbreaking innovations ultimately struggled to adapt to the disruptive competition. Let's begin by revisiting the BlackBerry golden era. At its peak, BlackBerry was synonymous with mobile productivity. By 2010, it held over 50% of the global smartphone market, serving corporate executives, politicians like Barack Obama, and celebrities such as Lady Gaga. Its physical keyboard, secure mail push technology, and enterprise-focused ecosystem make it a status symbol for a professional. However, this dominance masked vulnerabilities as competitors like Apple and Google emerge. BlackBerry's inability to adapt led its rapid decline. Today, we will explore why. To understand BlackBerry's success, we must trace its origin. Founded in 1984 as Research in Motion, the company initially focused on wireless technologies like pagers. In 1999, it launched a BlackBerry 950, the first device to integrate mobile email seamlessly. By the early 2000s, BlackBerry became the golden standard for corporate communication. Thanks to the partnership with the telecom carriers and deep integrations with the enterprise IT system, such as Microsoft Exchange. This strategy focuses on the reliability and security, cement its dominance. Now, let's dive into the strategic factors behind their success. BlackBerry's success was driven by three key strategies. First of all is a disruptive innovation. It addressed unmet corporate needs, secure and real-time communication for the professional on the go. Secondly, closed ecosystem. Full control over hardware, software, and services ensured stability. Thirdly, the customer locked in. Enterprise rely on the BlackBerry services, creating higher switching costs. BlackBerry's success stemmed from solving specific enterprise needs, while maintaining title control over their ecosystem. However, these strengths become weaknesses when a new competitor emerged. Now, let's examine how the BlackBerry responds to the iPhone and Android. When Apple launched the iPhone in 2007, BlackBerry's leadership dismissed it. The co-CEO Mike famously argued that typing on glasses is impossible. Instead of adapting, BlackBerry doubled down on its corporate niche, ignoring the consumer trends like touchscreen and app ecosystem. Its rushed response, the BlackBerry Storm in 2008, was a disaster. The touchscreen malfunctioned. The users rejected it. Similarly, the Playbook tablet in 2011 lacked basic features like native email, alienating both business and consumers. Why did BlackBerry fail to act decisively? There were three factors explain BlackBerry's missteps. The first one is innovator dilemma. Over-optimizing existing technologies. Keyboard security blinded it into disruptive trends, such as app and touchscreen. Secondly, leadership conflict. The two co-CEO, one prioritized hardware, while the other pushed for the software expansion. This divide delayed critical decisions. Finally, the culture resistant to the openness rejected cross-plane BBM, caused BlackBerry a balance to compete with WhatsApp. This failure had devastating consequences. By the 2013, the BlackBerry's market share had plummeted to 5%. The corporate extors bring your own device policy allowed employees to use iPhone and Android, which undermining the BlackBerry's enterprise stronghold. There was another financial crisis, nearly $6 billion loss in 2013. This marked the end of the BlackBerry as a hardware leader. Let's now dissect the root causes of this decline. BlackBerry downfall stemmed from the strategic misalignment and operational rigidity. Firstly, the flawed product strategy. The hybrid Torch 9800 combined a keyboard and a touchscreen, which confusing the user. The delayed BlackBerry 10's operating system lacked app developer support. Secondly, the organization inertia. The bureaucratic R&D processes slowed innovation. For example, the marketing rejected a partnership with Justin Bieber, dismissed him as a fake. Finally, the market misalignment. BlackBerry continued to focus on email while users want to platform. Closed system versus open app ecosystem. Risk aversion prevent early pivoting. These errors reflect the broader failures in managing disruptive innovation. BlackBerry violate key principle of disruptive innovation. First of all, ignoring the customer shifts. The consumer wants a lifestyle platform, such as social media and games, but BlackBerry stuck to email. Secondly, close burst open innovation. Apple's App Store and Google Android thrive on the third-party apps, while the BlackBerry's closed ecosystem alienate developers. Finally, the risk aversion. Fear of weakening the hardware sales provide bold moves, like adopting Android earlier. So, after 2013, BlackBerry's shift to software and cybersecurity, existing hardware. The QNX operational system now powers millions of cars, including autonomous systems. Profitability improved, with shared rebounding from 2013 to 2024. Now, let's summarize the critical takeaways. In conclusion, the BlackBerry's failure results from three interconnected factors. The first one is strategic myopia, ignoring the consumer trends and open ecosystem. Secondly, leadership fragmentation, conflict vision, delayed action. Third one, innovation complacency, over-reliance on the outdated technologies. The interaction of these three factors is that myopia closed windows for adaptation, fragmentation bred inefficiency, and complacency accelerate obsolescence. The key lesson from BlackBerry is the company must balance the incremental improvements with radical innovations, foster agile leadership, and embrace the open collaborations. This is the reference for this presentation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you for your attention.